Lee, oh, hey. I got mic'd. This is great. Just call me Mike. Who called me hot? What was that? You said hot Mike? Maybe is what you said. Glad that you're here tonight. We're a little smaller group, so we're inviting everybody to come and sit a little closer. And we're going to have some fun tonight, I think. And we're going to have a little music and a little Quaker Haven. And then we're going to see how your Quaker trivia is. Okay, Jason White from Indy First is here. He's their trivia master. And it's Quaker trivia, and we cannot necessarily verify any answers to questions that are more than 75 years old, okay? So we'll have to go with our research, and that's just the way it is, so, you know. So anyway, in a little while, you'll get in some teams, and we'll be ready to roll there, okay? So first of all, though, I want some guests that came this afternoon they heard about the trivia, the Quaker trivia, and so they raced from Camp Quaker Haven down here to make sure they were here for this, and so we're glad for that. Clark, maybe you could bring them a microphone, and they could stand and introduce themselves here. I know, I could walk up. Yeah, there we go. We'll let them introduce themselves. And then we'll start with you guys. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jolie Robinson. I'm from Adelphi meeting in Baltimore Yearly Meeting. And both JD and I are on our intervisitation program, working group. And so we've visited a lot of yearly meetings at different times. I'm really happy to be here.
And you were here last year, and we were able to meet again at FWCC in North Carolina, and so that was really great.
I'm Jade Eaton. I'm also from Adelphi Friends Meeting in Baltimore Yearly Meeting and their Intervisitation Working Group, and I think this is my third time visiting Western, and I met up with a bunch of you in Kenya, which was just unexpected and lovely, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, we were great. It was great to see you in Kenya also. Ask Jade how Jolie. Oh, you answer first, and then Jolie will tell how old she is. No, Jolie, how old are you? 92. Is that all? Wow. And how long have you been doing the intervisitation with Baltimore? Okay. How many times have you been to Western Yearly Meeting? Been here. It's that many. Okay. We're glad you're here again. Thank you. It's great. So this event is great because there's an old musical duo that hasn't been together for years and years and years, at least 12, I understand. And this reunited them, Simon and Garfunkel. No, not really, not really. We will maybe say Stan and Kathy. How's that sound? Okay? Why don't you guys come and share a song with us? That would be great.
Grew up in North Carolina, and I was actually born in North Carolina. I really grew up in South Carolina. But my dad would take his saxophone up into the mountains every weekend. He was a music professor down in Clemson area, and he would go up into the mountains and play a saxophone because they didn't have any pianos up there because it was too heavy to get a piano up the mountains. And I'd go with him every weekend. They had guitars. So I got hooked on old gospel music, the older the better, and it was just so much fun to hear some of that stuff, and really enjoyed that. I also want to let you know that my dad and mother lived in South Carolina, and when it came time for them to give birth to me, my mother did not want me to be a Palmetto, which is what a South Carolinian is. So they drove like Jehu up to Concord, North Carolina, so I could be born a North Carolinian, a Tar Heel. And so when Mom went in labor, we drove like crazy. And so when I was born, I already had 82 miles on my odometer. And so that worked out really good. But I learned the correct pronunciation of words when I was in the South for all those years. Anybody know who Abel's brother was? Cain. You remember that because we're going to sing a song that we're not going to sing that.
No, we're not singing that one.
We decided not to sing it. Well, anyway, the song we were going to sing, but we're not going to sing. When I can't, but I can't feel at home in this world. And I was going to have you sing along with me. And you have to pronounce it correctly, but I can't feel at home in this world anymore. But we're not doing that one after all.
No, we're not doing that one.
But this is a beautiful little song. Oh, when God dips his pen of love in my heart, and he writes my soul a message he wants me to know. His spirit all divine fills the sinful soul of mine. When God dips his love in my heart. Well, I said I couldn't tell it to a living soul, how he brought salvation and he made me whole. But I found I couldn't hide such love as Jesus did impart. Well, he made me laugh and he made me cry, set my sinful soul on fire. Hallelujah, when God dips his love in my heart, in my heart. Oh, well, sometimes though the way is dreary, dark and cold, and some unburdened sorrow keeps me from the goal, I go to God in prayer. I can always find him there to whisper sweet peace to my soul. Well, I said I wouldn't tell it to a living soul, how he brought salvation and he made me whole. But I found I couldn't hide such love as Jesus did impart. Well, he made me laugh and he made me cry, set my sinful soul on fire. Hallelujah, when God dips his love in my heart, in my heart. He walked up every step of Calvary's rugged way, and he gave his life completely to bring a better day. His life was steeped in sin, but in love he took me in. His love washed away every stain. Well, I said I wouldn't tell it to a living soul, how he brought salvation and he made me whole. But I found I couldn't hide such love as Jesus did impart. Well, he made me laugh and he made me cry, set my sinful soul on fire. Hallelujah, when God dips his love, his sweet love in my heart. Yeah.
I should have introduced Kathy Harris, who is pastor here at the Plainfield meeting, and Stan Banker, who slums around some of our various friends' meetings preaching, and he was the pastor at Indy First Friends, I think at the same time that Kathy was on staff there, and so you can see how that's, you know, that singing duo got started. Now, I understand you've cut an album. Is that true? And there's some on the table out there that $13.99 you said? Free. I missed that. So if you want to hear more, take one of those CDs home, and you could leave now. So cup holders like a coaster. Yeah. Katrina takes CDs and hangs them in our garden, you know, and they flash and scare off things, you know, that sort of thing. So that's another use. It's another use. So, or you could listen to it, you know, that's a thought. Anyway, glad you're here. Now, a lot of campers, you heard, went to camp this summer at Quaker Haven, and we got to see one of the videos from, I think, Little Friends Camp earlier in the week. And are we ready for the other? This is Adventure Camp, right? I think. Oh, Adventure Camp. Okay, and then we're going to have some people share. Excellent. Good job, Devin. So one of our interns, Julia, is going to come down and give us just a couple of minutes. She'll need a microphone. Might as well bring one down here. Tell us just a little bit about your experience as an intern this summer, and then we'll have some others that shared that were there.
Hi guys, my name is Julia, and yeah, I was an intern this summer, which was so awesome, and I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to do that. But yeah, just a couple different things. You know, on the usual schedule, we went and set up a whole bunch of different things, games, programming stuff. So we set up the stage area. We prepared for musicals. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but we assign groups of campers this music video, just a random music video, and they have to try and recreate it by the end of the week. And it's so fun. It's mass chaos, but I love it. One of the most rewarding parts of being an intern, though, is just having those raw interactions with the campers. I had an awesome opportunity to actually fill in for a counselor at the junior high camp, and just the conversations that I was able to have with those girls was incredible. Their curiosity was just so inspiring. They asked so many questions, and they were just so genuine about it. It was just so awesome to see that through all the kids, not just at junior high camp, but everywhere. All the senior high camps, all the younger kid camps, just seeing their genuine passion to serve and to want to know more about Jesus. It was so awesome. But yeah, it was the best thing that I've done probably in my whole life, and you know, hopefully I can apply for next year and do it again.
We'll see. Yeah, no,
See, yeah.
here, you can keep that down here. Yeah. Julia and Devin were great interns this year, and like I said, Devin is the one that put together the videos for all of the different camps. So he had them done in time to view before the kids went home. So he was often working hard for a long time. So we appreciate that. We have a junior high camper and an adventure camp camper who are sisters, why don't you guys come down and introduce yourselves and tell us just a couple of things you liked about junior high camp and adventure camp. And adventure camp is the one you saw there, and junior high camp is the one that I directed, so it was probably the best. But anyway, introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about camp and which camp you were at.
So I'm Miriam Dalamani, and this is my sister. I'm Junia. I went to junior high camp. And I went to adventure camp. We're not doing this again. So I really liked the lake because if you went down, you could like pick up huge fistfuls of sand and clay and stuff. So that was really cool. And I liked my friends, well, of course, but like it was really fun to do the lake with them and like do arts and crafts and stuff like that. So the arts and crafts, the lake, and my friends were the like best parts.
I really liked, there were like night games that happened, and it was just dark, and you don't know if someone's gonna hop out at you and scream, but you're also up way past your normal bedtime, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is fun. And then I also liked canteen and free time. So I like canteen because there was ice cream. So, you know, if there's ice cream, I like it. But, yeah. And then the free time is just like, like, my friend was like, at my other camp, I didn't have freedom. Like, I was always with someone. But this camp, you can just be like, oh, I can still be my own person while being here. I don't have to be with a group every second of my day. So, yeah.
Good. Would you go back this next year?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
would.
Yeah, both of you? Probably go back? Good. Well, I'm glad. I appreciate you guys telling us about it. You had some cousins and neighbors that went with you too, right?
Oh, yeah. My friend and then my cousin came too.
Mm-hmm.
Our cousin, but yeah.
My friend came, and I made new friends.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what we like. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah. Super. Now we have a couple of adults besides. Now Mark and I spent a lot of time there this summer. I didn't spend as much time as Mark. Mark, like I told you earlier, is a campaholic. Sorry, Lee, I keep going back between microphones. And Mark, as a part of the Christian Ed Committee board, spent parts of almost every week there, at least, and spent a lot of time representing Western Yearly Meeting there, and which was terrific. So, but I wanted Susan Smith and Brenda Rodeheffer to come just briefly tell us a little bit about their experience at camp. They were there in different roles, and so we'll have you tell us, and then Mark, we'll let you tell us a couple things you like about camp, all right? Introduce yourselves and tell us where you were, what camp, and all of that.
I'm Susan Smith from Coloma Friends Meeting, and watching that video, oh my gosh, it took me back to when I was 14 years old.
I think I saw you.
My very first visit at Quaker Haven. Bob Garris, Fred Stewart, Morris Stewart, my cabin mom, Cindy Salisbury. I have no idea where she is. But, oh, you're never, ever the same after you've been to Quaker Haven. You get there and you drive through those pillars. Okay, how many people lay on the horn when you drive through the pillars? It's not just Brenda and I, is it? Everything in that video. The kids raising their hands. What are they feeling? They feel the Spirit, don't they? Special place. 14 years old, went there for the first time, went back every year. Then I got married, had children. Then I started becoming a counselor. Oh, that was great. That was great. Then Sylvia Graves did every other year a pioneer camp directing. So Brenda Ireland and I began directing the opposite years. Fantastic. new friends. Della was always there, sitting on the front porch, registering everybody. Take them to their cabin. Okay, so those years went by. 10 years went by. I hadn't even been back to Quaker Haven. But this year was the best. I was a camp ma. A camp ma. Hair fits it, right? Oh my goodness. What an opportunity. I encourage every one of you to think about being a camp ma or a camp pa. I really didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't have to prepare lessons. I just get to go and be grandma to all these awesome little kids. It was the best.
What camp were you at?
It was the beginners camp, I believe, when the parents go with them. Mm-hmm. These little kids, pre-K kids that get up and say the prayer before we eat. Who wants to say prayer today? All these little hands go up. You think, yeah, you are. They get up and they say the blessing before we eat. Oh my. But I made a lot of friends, got to know their parents, just interacted with them. Anything that the wonderful director was Ashley, along with Hannah.
Was that Devin and Julia's, the directors of Beginners Camp, was Hannah and...
What was the other girl's name? Oh my gosh.
It was Hannah Dennis, actually.
Yes,
Brandon
daughter, and Amy's daughter.
Who's directed.
We had as a camper when... Oh my gosh, they were fabulous.
Yeah.
Hannah is 22. This was her third year directing camp. At age 21, 22, I can't say enough good about those two girls. They had it under control. And their light shine so brightly. It was a great experience. I encourage all of you to consider that, or people within your meeting, try and be a camp ma or a camp pa. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. And I thank you for the opportunity to go and do that. The camp is beautiful. Brandon and Amy just doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And Quaker Haven's where it's at, let me tell you. It really is.
Thanks, Susan, and thanks for sharing the dogs with us too, you guys. That was wonderful. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
I actually met Susan at Beginners Camp, and I told her I wasn't going to stay for the dinner tonight, and then I found out it was the covered dogs, and we had such good conversations at Beginners Camp. I was there with my two youngest, no, it's not my two youngest, anyway, two of my young grandsons, which I just love that now as a parent or a grandparent, you get to go to Quaker Haven Camp. And she was a fabulous camp mom. She was so enthusiastic. She really showed a lot of love and energy with the kids. I feel a little presumptuous talking to you about Quaker Haven because I didn't grow up a Quaker. I didn't go to Quaker Haven as a kid, but I sent my kids, and they all loved it. And they learned more about God in their week at Quaker Haven than they did going to Sunday school every week. I hope they didn't learn more than they learned from us, but anyway. And then when I had a granddaughter, she was sent to Quaker Haven, and she loved it. The connections you make there, too. Not only did the little campers, my grandsons, become good friends with the boys in their cabin, but we grandmothers and mothers also bonded. And that's how I got to know Susan. And it was interesting because I think the first time I knew about Della was because Jimmy, my oldest, went to Quaker Haven Camp, and he loved Della. So I always think of you as the young woman at Quaker Haven Camp and have a real high opinion. But every one of my kids, my two grandsons, and me, those smiles you see on the video are just real. The kids just have a wonderful time. And more than that, they do learn about God, and they learn in such a positive way.
You can take that back to Mark so he doesn't have to walk down here, and then we'll let And thanks, you guys. I'll let Mark tell us a little bit about his experience. Okay. All right. So do you want us all to turn and watch while you leave? Is that okay?
I
All right.
actually
Yeah.
created the position of camp, Paul. I brought kids up to the camp, and since I have to come so far, I just go ahead and stay. And so it was about 7 or 8 years ago that I was noticing there was a lot of children who on the first, second day, we're just not joining in, we're homesick, we're just not having fun. And so I suggested the position of Camp Grandpa, which became Camp Paul. And because I am in mobile with this, I don't move around the camp too much. I usually stay in one place, the bench right outside the dining hall, overlooking the camp, which we call the heart of the camp, and just let the kids come to me. And so you get to know them, and then I eat at different tables every day, and so, you know, get to know the kids. And then I was speaker at Pioneer Camp, and that was a wonderful experience. But I'll tell you, I tease the kids about a lot of things, and one of them is the poisonous ducks. And I tell the kids that the ducks with the white heads are poisonous to stay away from them, which is really good because in the morning time we don't want the kids down by the lake anyway. So anyway, on the last morning of camp, on Wednesday morning, a little 8-year-old, and she goes, "Camp Paul, guess what? Last night in the Quack, which is the activity center, the poisonous ducks were playing dodgeball." And I said, seriously, I said, "Dodgeball? You mean they were inside the activity center? What were they doing?" And she put her hands on her hips. They were playing dodgeball. And the funny thing was that usually when I say to the kids the poisonous ducks, they get this quizzical look on their faces. There's no such thing. Well, this little girl went along, and she played my game, and she beat me at it. And so anyway, Quaker Haven is a magical place. My sister was a nurse for 2 weeks this year, and it just gets in your blood. And so that's why I'm a Quaker Haley campaholic.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Now, we could go on. A lot of you have stories about Quaker Haven, and there were others of you there this summer. But I hope that you'll think about who it is that you might want to help send to camp. If it's not your own kids, but maybe there's kids in the neighborhood, kids in your church, your kids, grandkids, whatever. Let us know, and many of our churches have scholarships for the kids to go and pay for that. And if not, Western Yearly Meeting will pay half of your, or more, if it's needed for your kids to go to camp. So please let us do that. I'm going to continue to be involved directing junior high camp this next year at least, and helping in the process of hiring interns and some of those things. So we're looking forward to another good year this year, and it was a great summer. So thank you. Can you guys give us another song? That would be great.
Did Quaker Haven Camp, senior high camp, for 5 years in a row, and then moved to Iowa and directed all their camp programs for Iowa Yearly Meeting for many years. And you saw those kids, you know, doing all those games. We're going to do one real quick, okay? When I taught my kids. What I want you to do is you clap your hands one time when my hands cross one another. So when they, at the very moment they cross, you clap your hands. Everybody get ready, okay? And right when they cross, right. And just when they cross, and I'll go slow sometimes. Okay. Oops, wait a minute. I said when they cross, okay? You're that far away. Now we'll do one last one. Ready? Thank you. It's good being with you.
Well, while Stan's getting Beulah May, after I started at First Friends, Stan came out of his office one day and he's had a picture of Quaker Haven, like the picture they take on Sunday evening of the whole camp, and he said, I was a director at this camp. He said, is this you? And so we had been at the same camp when I was at senior high camp, and he was the director, but we didn't know it.
Yeah, we didn't know it.
Remember that?
So you
Made a
make
big
lifelong
impression.
friends at camp, and it was wonderful experiences as well. Now, a lot of people have asked me tonight when I came, haven't been back to yearly meeting for a long time, and when I retired, I said I'm going to never go to another committee meeting in my life, and I've tried to honor that commitment I made to the Lord, never to go to another committee meeting. And so I haven't joined any committee meetings, and I've served on lots of committee meetings over the years and never did that. But I noticed the same question was asked to me by a lot of people who haven't seen me for many years. And they asked me the question, how do you continue to have a smoking hot body as old as you are now? And I really appreciate it.
No,
And the answer is how to have a smoking hot body as a senior is cremation. So here's a little song I wrote years ago when Kathy and I were together, actually at First Friends. We were the pastoral team there for many years. It was a wonderful experience. And this is a little song that I've really enjoyed, and I think you have as well. So. Sweet river, my home is over Jordan. Sweet river where Jesus paid the price. Swim, walk, ride, or even fly, I want to live on the glory side. Sweet river, my home is over there. When I go to heaven and take my seat and lay my crown at Jesus' feet,
I'll dine at the gospel feast in the land where all is peace.
Sweet river, my home is over there. Sweet river, my home is over Jordan. Sweet river where Jesus paid the fare. Swim, walk, ride, or even fly, I want to live on the glory side. Sweet river, my home is over there. When I get to heaven, I'll walk all about. Ain't no one there that'll keep me out.
I'll join with the gospel crowd as we walk on a silver cloud.
Sweet river, my home is over there. Sweet river, my home is over Jordan. Sweet river where Jesus paid the fare.
Swim, walk, ride, or even fly,
I want to live on the glory side. Sweet river, my home is over there. Swim, walk, ride, or even fly, I want to live on the glory side. Sweet river, my home is over there. Sweet river, my home is over there.
All right, friends. Did you catch that? The guitar's name Beulah May? Beulah May. That's good. It's important. Yeah. Okay, so the trivia portion of this evening is about to happen, and I'm going to suggest that you break up into groups no larger than 8, okay? If you think you're just the best and you don't want anybody else messing up your group, then you can stay by yourself. But I would recommend that you move around here, and it's going to require a little grouping together. You don't want to be too close where everyone else will hear all your genius answers, okay? So groups no more than 8, and so I'll give you about 30 seconds to move, okay? All right, and here's, some of you might gather around Peggy, some of you might gather around Jolie, and yeah, even if you don't think you know much, join a group. I'll introduce you. Do you want me to pass these? So show me what I'm, yeah. Okay. Okay, so each group is for a team. Okay, excellent. Yeah. All right, 3. Thank you. That was smart. Okay. Perfect. We got a group 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we got our 8 group here. This group's going to have to divide up apparently. Okay, there's a group up here. Yeah, join in here. All right. Here's 3 for this group. 3 sheets, 3 rounds. Somebody will need to be the recorder. Okay, here's sheets here for 3, and somebody will need to record for this group. All right. All right. You guys got sheets yet? Okay. All right. All right, I want to introduce to you, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Jason White. He's a doctor of trivia. Not really. He is a doctor of family medicine. That's closer, okay? So if anybody, I have some poison ivy here. I've been needing to talk to somebody about. Anyway. Jason and I were talking in an executive council meeting or executive committee meeting. We went, hey, trivia would be fun. And he said, I like trivia, so let's do some Quaker trivia on Saturday night of yearly meeting. So here we are, and he is going to be our our trivia master tonight and lead us through this. And so I gave away my microphone, didn't I? Here we go. Here you go. Just take that. Yep.
Okay, then I'll use this. I thought I'd be able to talk loud enough. Yeah, you can just call me Jason. I'm not actually working this weekend. That's why when you introduced me as doctor, that's why I was like, wow. So this is partly based on an event that is done at the Family Medicine State Convention every year for fun. We have a family night there, and that's what gave me the idea. I did not know I'd get volunteered when I suggested it in the committee, but I hear that's how things go. So here we are. Yeah, I hear that's wise. It's just don't volunteer for committees. Oh, you can't hear me at all? Well, I'll try to project louder then. Apparently they can't all hear me. So this is based on an event that's done at the Family Medicine State Convention. That's what gave me the idea. But obviously the Quaker spin. So some quick overview of how we're going to structure it. 3 total rounds. The first one's World Quaker Trivia. Then we get a little more narrow to North America, and then we get very narrow to Western Yearly Meeting, and we see how much everyone knows about our own history. We're only going to give you a couple minutes per answer, partly so we don't stay here all evening. You need to turn the answers in at the end of each round. There are prizes. I do not know what they are. I will confess that was Sean's half of the arrangement. But there are prizes, so I will be scoring these in between each round, so he can then give out some prizes to the top scoring team. Next. So there are different questions with different formats. Most are history, but there's also some picture formats, some quotes, so that not everyone has to worry about just doing history. Some have more than 1 point, some have bonus points, so pay attention to how many answers you're being asked to give. And then it gets more challenging as we go, and there are more points available in the later round. So even though you're not in the lead after the first round, you're still in it. You can still catch up. So, questions? Have you guys picked team names to put at the top of each sheet? Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Say what? Cool.
The Holy Rollers? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
All right, round 1. So question 1, we're going to start off pretty simple. Who founded Quakerism?
Joseph Smith.
There's even a picture in case you need your memory
There you
jogged.
go.
Don't shout it out, but write it down.
Swearing again?
Right. So question 2, presuming you all got that one. What building was the first base or headquarters of Quakerism in England? There's also a picture for this in case you need your memory jogged. Hopefully there's a picture, if the PowerPoint works.
Buckingham, no.
So the name of the building. Question 3. What 2 things did the 1662 Quaker Act make imprisonable offenses in England? 1 point per correct answer. 2 possible answers.
Sarah Beth, this is your high school years, right? Is this your high school years? Is this? No, I'm just kidding.
This way, hopefully.
And
All right. Question 4. Hopefully this still works. I've never actually worn one of these before.
Yep.
What country has more Quakers than any other country on earth?
Asia is not a country. Just telling you. I might have overheard something, but no worries.
Question 5. How many yearly meetings comprise Friends United meeting?
As of today.
Yeah, as of today. Again, you could always come to us later and correct us, but as of our research, we're going off the answers for that. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a good place to stand.
Yeah, as of
Yeah.
when we did the answers.
Right. As of yesterday. Right. Well, sure.
Yeah, go with that since these were drafted before today. As of
Yes,
yesterday.
As of yesterday. There
Since
you go.
I was working
Yeah.
all week and was not aware of that. Interesting.
All right, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm in
next
the way.
question.
Sorry.
Question 6.
I'll get out of the way.
Name that Quaker. That's your clue.
Name that Quaker.
And the actual name of the Quaker. All right. Last question of the round, I believe. I'm double checking. Question 7. Name that Quaker. You have these quotes. Can you tell me the name of that Quaker?
I think I heard Lynn Mills say that once.
It's one
answer.
person.
One
I'm giving you
person.
multiple quotes in the hope you have that you can get it. There is at least one later where I give you only one quote. Like I said, it gets more hard as we go on. This is me attempting to make it easier to figure out who this is.
Was that something Pam Sims said? I think Pam Sims said those things, right? Are you the famous Quaker that said all?
All right.
Oh, okay. I might have it wrong. It was not Gandhi. I heard that.
All righty. We'll go to the next slide. Yep. So I'll take the answer sheets.
Answer sheets, please. Write your name on it. Write a name on it. So. 2 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
If you have an answer ready.
Yeah, if you're ready, go ahead and bring them down. But
Holy
otherwise-
rollers. That's nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. I want to get a good wrong answer first. Okay, you guys got a sheet for me? Yep. Yeah, okay. You're the Fab Six. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay.
I'll take him, Sean. Oh.
There we go. Excellent. Okay, you ready?
They're still debating. Here, I'll take these while they think.
Okay. You want me to score them while you're doing the next round, or?
Well,
Or we
or are we going to do music? I don't know what your plan
No,
was.
we're gonna just keep rolling this.
Okay, we'll just keep rolling?
Yep. Everybody's
In that case,
in. 1, 2,
here's your-
3, 4, 5 groups. Is that right?
I already did the first one, but there's your cheat sheet.
Oh, good.
You can.
Oh, nice. All right.
So Sean's going to score them real quick, but we'll keep rolling just to not
If I
take
laugh
too
out loud, don't feel offended, okay?
So we're going to go over the answers real quick so you can see how you did while he gets the scores together. Question 1, who founded Quakerism? Like I said, we're starting off simple. Question 2, what's the name of the building that was the headquarters? Swarthmore Hall, which I didn't know until I took a history of Quakerism class when we joined First Friends. Next, 3. Now, there's probably a lot of things that were in that act, but the 2 I was able to find pertaining to Quakers were meeting together for worship and refusing to swear oaths, since Quakers don't do it. Question 4, what country, more Quakers than any other? I say several people were just there. I figured this one. I asked him for a picture, and he never got around to it.
Sorry, I don't have any. No, I'm.
As of yesterday, sorry that I was not up to date on the latest happenings. What yearly meetings comprised Friends United meeting? 37. Obviously, that's changed. I will update the slides for next year if we do this again. What's the name of the Quaker? What's the first name? What's the actual name? John. Who said John? John Cadbury.
What if they just put Cadbury?
I was going to go off the full name since
Okay.
it's a proper name.
Okay.
Because I was going for who the Quaker was, not the company. So who's this Quaker? Anybody? Dave Matthews. All right. Do we have points yet?
Almost. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4. These guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. These are 1, 2, 3. These are 5. And 1, 2, 3.
I did already.
Oh, you did 5. Okay, great.
So, as of the end of first round, we have a tie for first place, 3-way tie. Peggy's team, Holy Rollers, and Fab 6 are all in first with 5. Then we have the Young Uns with 4, and Squiggle? Okay, cool, we'll take it with 3. As long as it's always a squiggle, we'll know it's your team.
Yeah, put the same name on again.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Now we get a little more narrow to North America, round 2. So make sure you're using the round 2 sheet since we want to make sure it's easy for him to do the scoring. Question 1. What year did the first Quaker arrive on the North American continent? On the continent. Yep, first Quaker arrive on the continent. Again, this is based on the research that we were able to find. If you find out, if you like, hey, I have this source, we can talk about it later, but for the purpose of the game, we're going to go with what's on the sheet.
That's not in continent. That's on the continent.
Arrived on the continent like via boat. Question 2. When was Earlham College founded and under what name 1 point per half of the answer. There's 2 parts to the answer. Seems to be a lot more deliberation on this one, so I'm going to give it the full 2 minutes. Question 3. In what year was the Richmond Declaration of Faith made, and how many Quaker representatives were present? Again, 2-part answer, 1 point per part.
It was Lynn's graduation year, I think. That's my job is to make snide remarks during this. So yeah.
Yeah, he grades them, and then in the meantime, he's distracting.
Wait, go back, see what the second part was. Can you
Go back to 3.
Can you go back one?
Yeah. Make some snide remarks over here.
Oh, he's going to make more snide remarks. Can I move on now?
All right, you got this?
Okay. We'll move on.
Good.
Question 4.
Good.
What does the acronym Quaker Spices stand for? How many of you remember from Sunday school?
Or from yesterday?
Is that you or me?
It's me.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a clippy. If you had been at the Quaker lecture last night.
All right. Question 5. Name that Quaker based on these quotes. Question 6. Name that Quaker. Here's your clue. And the last question of the round, name that Quaker. This is the one where you only get the one quote. A little bit. All righty, if you've got them done, bring it down. Thank you, thank you.
my hand.
I was like, that's his half. All right, here we go. While he's grading them. Question 1, what year? Again, this is based on the research we were able to find. Oh, he's just up there. There we go. 1656 was the earliest we could find that someone arrived. I was hoping to have a picture, but all the pictures I found from that era were like Quakers being burned by Puritans, and that just isn't family friendly. When was Earlham founded, and what was its original name? I was like, I heard it over here. Yep. Question 3, what was the year for the Richmond Declaration of Faith, and how many representatives were present when it was made? Let's see. So 1887, 95 people, 95 Quakers.
All of them.
I'm going with him. What do the spices stand for? Yep. All right. Name that Quaker. Who got this one? I heard it. Yep, Bayard Rustin. Next, we'll do question 6. Name that Quaker. I can't remember the first name. Edward Hicks. There we go. That's one of the reasons I've been going with making sure I get the full name, because we all know the last names. I don't think we've been doing it that way for previous questions, unfortunately. Question 7. Who got this one? I didn't say it out loud because I was worried people get the cadence and pick up on the... Not Jimi Hendrix. Anybody? Let's see it.
Stan Banker.
All right, so... We're going for who the Quaker was. I don't know if Pete Seeger was a Quaker or not. We'd have to look that up.
2 people put Pete Seeger down. That was pretty good. A bunch of old hippies in here that know these things. That's right. That's right.
So add up the points and we'll add them to the last round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll find them in the other stack.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. That's 6 points. Don't forget that there's some that are more than 1 point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
6, 7.
Oh, these are worth 6?
Yeah. Oh, have you not been graded?
1.
Well, we're going back.
I think everybody got it right. So.
Okay. So give me sheet 2. Yeah. You didn't realize it was a 6-point question.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Momentary pause while we grade things.
These are all
round 1. Round 1. Round 2. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 11. 6.
Okay, so those are total.
So 10 total.
This one is 16 total. Yeah, sorry, you want roll number 2 on top. This one is 12 total. This one's 15 total.
Alrighty, so at the end of round 2, sorry for the delay, we had multi-part questions with multi-part points. Peggy's team still maintains their lead, 16 points. Fab 6 at 15. Young'uns at 13. Holy Rollers at 12. And Squiggle at 10. Alrighty. So now we get very honed in on our own history. Western yearly meeting trivia. There are a lot of points in these, multi-part questions, so pay attention to how many it's asking for. Here we go. In what year was our yearly meeting founded? Two. What are the 2 newest meetings currently part of WIM? 1 point per half of the answer, 2-part answer. Yeah. Number 3, question 3, what is the oldest meeting currently part of Western? Hint, hint, it is possible that the meeting preceded founding of the yearly meeting. The first 3 superintendents of Western had the same last name. What is that last name?
No, it's not McConaughey. What'd you say?
Five. What were the first 4 standing committees formed during the first yearly meeting session in 1858? 1 point per part of the answer, 4 parts to the answer. This one I'm going to give you the full 2 minutes on because 4-part answer. Okay. Yeah, ballpark. Question 6. According to the WIM 150th anniversary book, how many years did our annual sessions take place off-site or away from playing field? So you need to know how many times is the main question, but then bonus points Up to 2 if you know the specific years and or places. So you don't have to go for those extra details, but if you know them, you can make up some points if you're wanting to make up those points. Yep, the main question is how many times? Yep. Yeah, they're still debating. Yeah, this one's taking a bit. We'll give them some time. Okay, I think we're getting there. Question 7. WYM led the way in 1881 for the formation of a Women's Foreign Mission Society, Missionary Society, which is the precursor to USFW. Who is the woman credited with the idea and the inspiration to form this group? When in doubt. Oh, question? No, it's one question. Sorry, I just didn't know how else. Sean included the little tidbit when he sent me the question. This was one of his questions. I didn't know how else to do it in PowerPoint. Yeah, the second one's the question. This is just one question. Apologies. Blame Sean. This is one of his questions. It's a cool question, but this is one he looked up. Next, there's a couple more questions in this round. This round's a little longer. How many local meetings does Western Early Meeting have as of when we made this PowerPoint, considering I've learned things can change in a dizzy? Yeah, since we made the PowerPoint. Next. What year did the meeting house burn? And then a bonus point, what year did it reopen? Yeah, the yearly meeting. Whenever you have your questions, I'll take them. We'll move to the next slide. I'll come around while Sean starts grading. Well, they can
only have up to 2 points bonus.
Yeah, up to 2 max. Flag me down. Oh. Yep. Nice. That's the whole point of having extra points at the end, is it makes it more exciting. Save Sean the work. Save Sean the work. All right, we've got everyone's answers, right? All right, while he is working on that, we'll go through the answers. Question 1. In what year was Western Yearly Meeting founded? There we go. Question 2. Oh, okay. My PowerPoint just goes. Formatting. But those are the 2 newest, according to our esteemed superintendent who sent me the question. So question 3, what is the oldest meeting in the yearly meeting? I heard it. Yep. 1816. So, first 3 superintendents have the same last name. One of them, we didn't say first 3 people, we said first 3 superintendents. The first 4 standing committees. Anybody? So, education, concerns of people of color, Indian civilization, books and tracts.
That's the same as the suffering one.
Question 6. According to the anniversary book, how many times, first, is the question, did our yearly meeting sessions take place off-site? 2, so that's the main question. And then the individual instances. That's him.
I just took it from the 150th anniversary book. So. Oh, wow.
Seven, who was the inspiration that led to the precursor to USFW? Yep. I would have taken either last name, that's why I put a slash. So. 8, how many local meetings? Yep. Things can change, we've learned. And then, what year did the meeting house burn? And what year did it reopen? And what year did it reopen? 14. All right, we'll finish getting the points together, and then Sean has prizes. Yeah. Well, they got the first one right, so they got, because that's bonus points. Yeah. I can start doing some of them if you have them.
Right.
So, squiggle.
Who's next?
Holy Rollers. I turn it off or did I? Oh, there we go. Whoa. So at 14 points, yep, we have in last place, but still, you know, awesome. We have Squiggle, so give it up for them. Yep. At 18 points, we have Young'uns. And then a very close between third and second. At 19, we have Holy Rollers. At 20, we have Fab 6. And then dominating at 27, we have Peggy's team. Congrats. So thank you guys so much. See Sean for your gifts. He's going to start, I believe, with the first place.